house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Canada updates and spoilers. We don't have a house guest of the day, but that's alright. If you guys want to be house guest of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla, baby. Alright, so we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. Just a quick review. Yesterday, this UFC fighter came into the house because the brothers had this task to fake fight, and it was really lame, but apparently they succeeded. So this guy, Elias Theodoru, I don't know how to say his name. He came into the house. He's apparently a UFC fighter, and he was also on The Amazing Race Canada, so that's fun. And I guess they did a workout with him or something. But the best part of this whole thing was that this fighting and everything inspired Tim and Nikki to make up this song about the brothers. I think they had already been working on it, but the fight just really got those creative juices flowing. Oh my god. It was so funny. And I was dying, literally laughing out loud about this for the whole day. So the best part about it though is these weird voices that they're using. So they're I don't know all the words, but I'll give you a little taste of it. So they're we are the brothers, we live together. So then they're he likes cars, I like music. Need us to do something, we can do it. It was just so funny. Oh my god. I hope they show it on the show, but I feel like they might not, which is really, it's just criminal if they don't show it on the show, because it's one of the best things from this whole season. So then they were talking about how they wish that the fight was for real, and then they actually made up a new verse inspired by the fight. They were wait, what was it? We fight with each other, but it doesn't last all night. We don't want to make our mothers I don't know. This sounds stupid, but they were amazing, and it was so funny. Okay, but apparently Big Brother was no, you can't sing that anymore. Please stop singing. No, it was the best thing ever, and they're not letting them sing it anymore. And that just makes me think they're not going to show it on the show if they won't let them sing it on the feeds, so that kind of sucks. But anyway, now that we have that out of the way, we are the brothers. Cass and Tim were having a game chat, and Cass lets him know, you're not going home this week, you're a pawn, it's all good. So Tim is honestly, if I do go home, he's ready to face the consequences, because he volunteered to go up on the block. He is acknowledging that. He's owning it. He's I can only blame myself. I'll laugh about it. Whatever. I'm a wild card. I rolled the dice. It is what it is. So then they're talking about, I feel he's not really that worried, because then they were talking about the future, and he's I feel we have the numbers right now. We're good with everyone. I don't know about that. Last week was a little rough for you guys, but you don't know that yet. So they're talking about what would happen if certain people win the HOH next week. So they're if Jared wins, he'll put up the brothers and Nikki, because they think that Jared is definitely after the brothers. I'm pretty sure that Jared and Kelsey are after Tim and Cassandra, and I'm pretty sure that the brothers feel the same way. They want Tim out. They want him out this week. So again though, Tim and Cassandra don't know that. They think that the brothers and Jared are after each other. So then they're talking about how they want to make sure that they are not going to become the next Maddie and Ramsey, because we saw what happened to them. It's not looking good. I mean, Ramsey was taken out of the game for a personal reason, but still, they were going to be split up this week anyway. And then they're also, on top of that, not only are we, a 2, we also have Joel. They have this Freak Show alliance, Freak Show, but 3, so Freak Show. So they don't want people to find out about Joel. They really like what they've got with him right now, and they want to keep it under wraps. So speaking of Freak Show, Joel, Tim, and Cassandra were chatting outside, and Joel also reassures Tim the votes are going to be there this week for you. It's probably even going to be a clean sweep for Maddie to go. And at first I was really nervous about Tim going up on the block, but I feel these people are not thinking about getting rid of him, which is just insane to me, but it makes me happy because I want Tim to stay. But, I mean, there's still time, and you never know what could happen, but I'm really surprised that they're not considering it yet. So then they were talking about the future, and they all agree if Jared makes it to the end, he's gonna win. So they don't want to see that happen. So then they're like, let's take out Jared next while we still can. They still want to do a backdoor move if they can, if that option is out there. So they're like, if the next eviction is a normal or, you know, a normal double, so like there's a POV, they want to put up 2 pawns, potentially, like Tim and Nikki, and then use the veto, and then put up Jared and get rid of him. But then they're like, well, if no one uses the veto, like if the brothers win or something, or if Jared wins, we're just going to have to get rid of Nikki. No! That sucks. Oh. So then they were talking about if it's an instant eviction, meaning there's no veto competition, just put up Nikki and Jared, get it done, get rid of Jared. Whoa. So they think this is going to be a really great move for them. It's going to show that they're not floaters. They're ready to make a big move. I mean, it would be a really good thing to have on your Big Brother resume to say, like, I took out Jared. Alright, so this morning, the house guests were soaking up the sun, hanging out by the hot tub, just general chit-chat pretty much. And then a little later, Cassandra was talking to herself, and she's like, today I'm really going to work on my relationships with people throughout the house. I really want to strengthen them. So she was chatting with Jared and Kelsey in the have-not room, and she's like, oh my god, wouldn't it be so much fun if the final 4 was like the 3 of us and Tim? And they were just like, oh my god, yeah, that'd be great. So then they were talking about next week, and Cassandra's like, well, the brothers can't be HOH, they can't compete. They're already HOH this week, so they can't be next week. So Cassandra's like, we should get rid of them. So if it, again, is a normal eviction with a power veto competition, she's like, we should just put the bros right up with Nikki, because Phil is going to be playing in the competitions next week, and Phil does not have a great record in the competitions, so there's a good chance that he would not win the veto. But if they don't want to do that, they could put up 2 pawns like Nikki and Tim. And then Kelsey's like, well, if worst comes to worst, just get rid of Nikki. And Jared's like, yeah, she wouldn't even be upset at this point. Like, she'd be fine with it. I don't know about that. But it's interesting because this is the same exact plan that the Freak Show had. But the target here is the brothers. And the Freak Show was talking about targeting Jared. So it's interesting that it's the same plan with just like a different target. Alright, so then a little bit of non-game stuff. This is so sad. Joel was telling the girls, Cassandra and Kelsey, how he was going to manscape today. So then they were like, Joel, let us see your wiener. Are you going to show us your wiener? So they were all in the bathroom, and Nikki opened the door on Joel while he was in the shower, while Cass and Kelsey were standing there, and they saw his pee-pee. And I think Joel was upset, and I felt bad for him. Why does that always happen on Big Brother Canada? I feel like I've seen it multiple times this season. There was that time in season 1 with Alec and that a-hole guy, like Tom or whatever, and then Alec was like, ah! It was really sad. But why is it always in Canada? I don't get that. So then, some other non-game stuff. Kelsey was trying to come up with a plan today to get alcohol for the house. So she was like, how can we get Big Brother to give us booze? So she was like, maybe if I get Jared dressed up as a pirate and then he puts on some pirate show, we can get rum. So she put like this makeup beard and goatee on Jared and like eyeliner, and then he was wearing her green like harem pants, and she made him a hook out of foil, and it was actually really funny. But I don't think they're gonna get any alcohol for that. No, it was a nice try though. So then back to the game. Cass was working on her relationship with Phil. She was talking a little bit of game with him. She was like, hey, just so you know, like, if you didn't already, if Jared makes it to the end, he's gonna win. And Phil was like, yeah, I see what you're saying. So Cass was asking him, like, do you think that Jared should be the next target? And Phil is just being good old Phil as usual. He's like, well, it's not going to be my HOH, so, like, whatever the group wants to do, I'm going to support it. That's such a typical Phil thing to say, like, I'm not going to commit, blah, blah, blah. But we know that Phil actually wants to work with Jared and get rid of Tim. So, like, we know what's up there. But then they also agree to take a Canadian to the final 2. They don't want to see somebody take, like, Nikki. who hasn't really done much in this game. She's kind of like, she's a goat, but she's a really fun, entertaining goat. Okay. One last thing before I sign off here. Where is Maddie? What are you doing? She hasn't really been campaigning at all. I know it's still early in the week, but like, she's not even hanging out with people really. She's just kind of like chilling. It's weird. Like, at least be social. I understand that her best friend in the house is gone now, but like, do something. I don't know. So that's all for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think it's going to be Tim or Maddie going this week? And until tomorrow, much love.